Lagos.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Welcome to the Morning Express on Mainland 98.3 FM.
Morning back and welcome to Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. This is Mainland Focus. Today is Friday, and so as opposed to yesterday where we usually have you talk about anything you like, we still have to go back to the status quo, which is two stories selected for conversation on Mainland Focus. We have two stories that we would address, but today there's only one story that is necessary for us to continue to talk about, which is the current reality of Nigerians with regards to the price of PMS at this time and the many controversies that surround this particular conversation, the operations of the NNPC, Dangote refinery coming on stream, the expectations that Nigerians had, and how their hopes continue to be dashed. My name is Sage Babalola. Once again, welcome to Mainland Focus on Mainland 98.3 FM. Well, today on Mainland Focus, like I said before, there's only one story that we believe to be of great significance, and that happens to be the conversation around the price of PMS. The Vanguard did report this morning that we had the reps, we had the NBA, the Nigeria Bar Association, the PDP, which is supposed to be the opposition party, demanding for a price hike reversal, and many factors come to play here. The federal government trying so hard to defend the fact that they're not fixing prices because the downstream sector is ideally supposed to be deregulated. So we have quite a number of angles that I would like to explore here. Are market forces really the price determinant? And what is our future outlook with the pricing of PMS, especially with NNPC stating that the current price of 879 naira is not even necessarily market reflective, which in a way suggests or insinuates that some form of subsidy, so to speak, is even still being paid with 879 naira. And if an absolute subsidy removal is done, we most likely will be looking at purchasing the product at about 1,200 to 1,300 naira. And then there's the conversation about transparency with local refining, subsidy payment, and also what the fuel prices should be. So let's have a conversation. Are market forces really the price determinant? Also, what future outlook do we have when it comes to the NNPC and all the information that they've been giving us? Is subsidy really gone? The same way NNPC has admitted to owing monies after denying for weeks. Are we going to ever get to a point where they would finally admit that some sort of subsidy is being paid, or would we continue with this semantics as is our usual practice here on radio? Fuhad Saheed will join us very briefly. He did analyze a while ago during trends in the papers, but just to create some sort of context and lay the foundation for the conversations we would have, Fuhad Saheed will join us very, very briefly and talk to us or give us more insight into the conversation and all the controversies that have surrounded this particular conversation. Is the federal government not fixing the prices as they claim? 0913 6000 410 is the number to call. If you'd like to join us on WhatsApp or you'd like to send a text message, you can do so via the number 0913 6000 430. We're also streaming the program live on Facebook and on YouTube, so you can join us via social media as well. Facebook, YouTube, Mainland 98.3 FM. Fuhad Saheed is here with us in the studio. So for those of you who would like to drag him by the cap, you can. Good morning, Fuhad. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Sage. Nice to be in the studio.
Yes, Fuhad, I listened earlier, right? And it's so difficult to try to make sense of what's happening right now. The contradiction between the information that we're getting. You claim that you're not fixing the prices, but then you put out a price template of 879 naira. And then you go on ahead to tell us that that's not even market reflective, which is some sort of insinuation that some form of subsidy has been paid. So, Fuhad, what is our future outlook with the price of PMS, and when are we going to get to the point of transparency? At least tell us the truth.
Well, truth, because it's looking like it's already like a statecraft, really. For our information managers to just lie to Nigerians, and when you get to that level, it becomes a problem, really. The outlooks, the future, basically is about more hardship, whether we like it or not, more uncertainty, more confusion. It's not to scare anybody, really, Sandra. Sorry, Sage. I remember there was a time when we said, oh, there's going to be a time we're going to buy PMS for 1,000 naira per liter.
It's not you that say God for me. It's not you that say God for me.
But here we are. What I thought it was something that would never happen. In fact, there was a time we used to say, hope they will not get to the point where the dollar will exchange with 1,000 naira. And now we are doing 1,650. So it's just for Nigerians to brace up, really, begin to get more pragmatic, more, get themselves ready, rework their plans, their lives, basically, to fit into what is to come going forward. Again, we've highlighted all the contradictions of the NNPCL, government officials. We started, with all of these conversations around deregulation. Of course, people have talked about the PIA, but even in the PIA, we pick and choose what we want to implement.
Exactly.
Really. It's not a complete implementation of the PIA. And I keep saying again, Sage, you might have a policy document, but also important for the government to look at its priorities and say, okay, with this policy document, this is where I'm going to intervene. And in my intervention, it's about the good of the people, really. This idea of going into this extreme capitalist orientation of market forces is not extremely suitable in a poor economy like Nigeria. Look, some of these suggestions from the IMF, the World Bank, and Professor Olubayi, their own peculiarities.
Right.
In those countries, they'll tell you, oh, you can subsidy this. But when you check, they have a way of taking care of their own poor and vulnerable. Education, healthcare, there are a lot of things they do. The social security funds that comes and everything is all forms of taking care of the poor and vulnerable in the society. We don't have all of that. Do you have any clear social welfare plan for the poor and vulnerable in the country?
The ministry in charge is even...
Look, in these societies that we're picking this template from, public transportation for the poor is heavily subsidized. You have your cards that you tap at reasonable, almost second to nothing, almost free. We don't have all of that here. So, again, when we take some of these things, we need to look at ourselves again and begin to gauge our priorities. And even the president, Sandra played the soundbite when we're starting paper review. I'm sure you probably have to play it again so that people understand where we're coming from. We have two. The first one when he said that, look, let the poor breathe. That we owe our people that responsibility not to choke them out of existence. So when he was making the statement, it is because people had hoped that he realized that, look, you cannot just throw all of these things at the people at the same time. Say it. Remove subsidy, float the naira, go on aggressive revenue drive. Electricity tariff has gone through the roof. Custom duties gone through the roof. All on this small head of the poor people at the same time. In this kind of economy, where about 70 to 80% of Nigerians are living below the poverty line. And you're going to run that economy and expect not to have these kind of repercussions and consequences? No, let's get serious here. So again, it's about the priorities of the president. He said it. He said, look, go and put your mind at rest. All of the sayings that, so if fuel you go up, it's going to get to 500, I'm going to drop it. When he was making that statement, I'm sure the president at his level understands there's a PIA somewhere. But look, we're going to work with it. And we've told people the reason why we built refineries, our founding fathers, the reason why our former leaders built the 4 refineries was for a day like this, Sage. Because basically what we'll do is to feed your own refineries with your... Look, we keep saying these things. We are an oil-producing nation, so our reality should not be the same with Benin Republic or Togo.
Exactly.
What you're supposed to do is that you have your own refineries and you have the crude oil. God has given you that. So you are supposed to see the benefit of all of that. We keep saying if you go to Qatar, go to Dubai, and see what the people they call Omonilu are benefiting from their God-given resources. So basically, the idea was feed your own local refineries with your own crude oil. Take away the dollar conversation. It's not compulsory that you must price your local crude oil in dollars. That's what we keep telling people. Of course, they will tell you about production and all. You can always walk around it for your own benefit. That's why in some other countries, Sage, they have refineries, they refine for local consumption and they price appropriately to take care of their own local peculiarities when it comes to the poor and vulnerable in the society. Whereas there are other production that for what exportation and all the dollar conversions can come into it. Look, you've got these resources. You can always walk around what you have to help the poor and vulnerable. It's not rocket science. These things are done everywhere. And then when people came up with this pricing of, in the US is this, we told them, check other oil producing nations and see how much they are paying for PMS in their countries, Iran, Iraq, and these other Gulf states. Even Angola here, PMS in Angola today is still less than 500 naira per liter if you're going to be working with all of these indices. So, but again, this is the story of the country. All I can say, Sage, let Nigerians prepare themselves. But if the president would want to listen, do you know what Nigerians are asking for, Sage? Let the product be available and let the price be reasonable enough, affordable enough to take care of the needs of the poor and vulnerable in the society. That's what Nigerians are asking from him.
Right. Thank you very much, Fuhad Saheed. Well, you've heard from Fuhad. If you'd like to opine on this subject matter, by all means, reach out to us either via the phone, via WhatsApp or text message, or via our streaming platform, Facebook and YouTube. For the phone lines, once again, it is 0913 6000 410. For WhatsApp or text message is 0913 6000 430. Our streaming platform, Facebook and YouTube, you find us at Mainland 98.3 FM, or Facebook specifically, facebook.com/Mainland 98.3 FM. We're having a conversation about the petrol price hike and the demand for a reversal. The question really, transparency on the part of the NNPC. Also, will the availability of the product be some sort of consolation with the price increase? If the product is available, would you be willing to buy it at the current price that it is, or you are expecting a decrease in the price and also availability of the product? Let's talk. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Please, sir, I need you to turn down your radio.
I've done that immediately.
All right. Yes, go ahead, please.
Good morning, Sage. Good morning, Mr. Fuhad.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Chola.
Welcome.
Calling from Lagos. Yes, well, we are here. We are where we found ourselves now. So, but the expectations from us as a people is that Mr. Tinubu, the president, should remember what he told Nigerians, that he's going to bring down the price of the commodity. So, if he wants the poor to break, which, contrary to what he promised, to the gullible, let me put it that way, I wasn't cajoled. If he follow what he said, contrary to what is happening now, the people are being suffocated. Unfortunately, the government, he himself, is connected from the people. So the best bet is that let there be actual deregulation. I understand that deregulation means that there will be competition. But with what is going on now, we can see that there is a form of secrecy in all these things. So let them at least losing the noose on the neck of the people by bringing down this fuel price. Even you know that even if it comes down to 500 or that 600 and there's availability, Nigerians will abide by it. Nigerians will be okay with it. So all those stories they are telling us, Nigerians, maybe some are still fools, but I know majority are not fools, telling us that the Minister of State, the Vice President, summoned for a meeting. Are they telling us that the President was not informed before this new price coming up? And the monopoly story they are telling us, accusing Dangote before, but now NNPC saying that they are the sole buyer. So all these things, let them just bring down the price, because if not, well, I don't know what will happen.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling. We appreciate your insight. Well, what expectations do you have now that the products from Dangote Refinery is readily available, only that it is via the NNPC? Should marketers be allowed to buy directly from Dangote, so we have a free market, and then competition is able to, in a way, help to minimize the price of the commodity? What are your thoughts about that? Should marketers be allowed to buy directly from Dangote, or you think the current arrangement is what we need at this time? Hello.
Hello, good morning, Sage.
Yes, good morning.
Madam Sage?
Yes, it is.
This is Gift. I'm calling from Awolowo Road this morning on the island. Let me just say something. I don't know whether Mr. Fuhad is hearing me. Hello, Fokobale. That's what he told us now. You see the rhetoric, the story we are beating around the bush now. And this is because even while he was campaigning to become the president of this nation, he did not address anybody. I can't remember any vivid debate where the current president participated even when he was campaigning to become president. All he did was he went to Chatham House where people were helping him to answer questions. Now he's the president. You can't tell us you are the president, you are the minister for petroleum, and you don't know about the price increase. So that means we are governing ourselves near. Now, this morning, I went to the fuel station as early as 4 a.m. I was able to get fuel at around 7 a.m. Due to connections to new, due to luck, due to I met someone that knew someone. And you can see how pained I am. A vehicle that takes at least 10,000 naira fuel before, now you are paying as high as 33,000 naira to fuel. And still, it's not full tank yet. Is this the way we are going to continue? Then for Dangote, why is NNPC hell-bent on distributing Dangote's products? People should buy from Dangote directly. Dangote should even have his own fuel stations. The market should be opened. Is it a secret cost we are running in our petroleum sector? I don't understand. Have a good day.
All right, thank you very much. Let's actually clear the backlog of messages that we have on Facebook. A few of you sent messages. Lukman Oladipupo sent a message and said, good morning, mainland crew. I'm sending you this greeting from Dakar, Senegal. I would always be with you on the program. I just relocated to Dakar. The hit is much, and it seems our leaders do not care. My regards to Mr. Fuhad. Well, congratulations on your relocation, I guess. We have here, good morning, Sage and Fuhad. Please increase the volume. All right. We have Oluyinka Oludele who says, believe politicians at your own high blood pressure. May God have mercy. All right. John Bernard, he says, good morning, Milan FM. The president caused all of these problems by floating off the Naira and the removal of the subsidy at the same time. For me, it seems he was never prepared for the job. We have Delia Ajayi who says, good morning, Sandra and Fuad. Here the president promising the people of how he was going to deal with the high prices or the cost of fuel supply before he was sworn in. Now look at how he has made everything worse than it was before. Who is deceiving who? I warned those people around me to be careful, but they did not listen. How do we get out of this enormous problem rising from the high cost of petrol, also the high cost of foodstuff and the high cost of general living? Let us unite to tell these people that enough is enough. All right, thank you. John Benjamin says, good morning, Sandra and Fuad. I think Nigerians are suffering from the sins of our leaders. Otherwise, why will Nigeria, with all of our mineral resources, be suffering like this? Tinubu and his fellows should remember that 2027 is around the corner. Thank you and have a wonderful weekend. You too, thank you so very much. Dare Ogumodede says, we're in a serious mess in this nation. All right, thank you very much for your message. You can still contact us via WhatsApp 0913-6000-410. Good morning.
Morning, Babalola.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Yes, I like you so much.
All right, welcome.
Thank you. First of all, let me appreciate for bringing us into memory the issue of comparison. Nigerians should not be compared with, because we are blessed with some resources, especially this oil, and that is why he said, I want to quote that our forefathers is our devoted, concerned areas, concerned leaders. When they build the refinery, they build the refinery because of for the benefits of Nigeria, and that is why. But let me reverse it so that our leaders should not think that we are fools. You see, IOC has been in existence at that time, and the agreement is a kind of memorandum. Whatever is our OPEC quota, so amount because of the refinery we have to be used for our local production, and that is 450 something barrels. Out of our allocated quota. So the right is for IOC to determine. They don't have right, or that one that is meant for our local consumption. That agreement is still there. And that is why the president, I remember in his past speech, he said that particular quantity should be given to our local refinery. With all this refinery, Dangote and Co., for our local consumption. So this is that the arrangement is still there. So, and I hope our president should be fair with Nigerians and with all the promises he told Nigeria. And at the same time, let me come back to the issue of NNPC. NNPC cannot be continuously lying to us. And that is why I want to appeal to the National Assembly. If they knew they are truly representing the citizenry of this country, the NNPC, terms of agreement should be looked into. The issue of NNPC should be looked into. The responsibility initially, the fundamental objective is to think about the economic welfare of this country, to promote it, and at the same time to think about the welfare of the country. Not what they are doing presently.
Thank you.
The NNPC should wake up on that.
Thank you so
much. The last one on the market.
Thank you so much for calling. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
This is Olaiwola.
Welcome.
Yeah. My question this morning is that we have the policies that is supporting the NNPC, and Musa Fuhad is the journalist. He can visit the petroleum department to lay your hand on the document, study the policies that is guiding the act of the parliament that is guiding the Petrol Act in 2022 or 2021 when Buhari signed it. If the government has the power to control the price, we know it from there. If it is the marketing forces that determine the price, we know it there. And if it's the foreign exchange that is determining this price, we know it like that. Not a citizen of Nigeria that will come on air or on the radio station, on the TV station, that will say that these are the prices supposed to be good. The experts have said that from 8 cents to the 9 cents that can produce a 1 liter, and that is giving us almost 800. And if you adding the transportation to it, it's giving us like 1,000 to 1,003. How this thing is the present issue here, because the people that are supposed to be educating the masses now, they are the people that are still going about it. Even the NBA, that is a chief law, when they are introducing these policies, they are the part of the people that are going into that committee, open committee, and checking this document before the president also sign it. But they didn't look at the document, but they are only complaining about the price of the fuel. And this is the issue here. If you go against the government, and the government says this is the document policies that the government governing, can the government go against those policies that the government? If it is something that is not favorable to the citizen, why can the citizen not agitate to return the document to the National Assembly to amend it so the government can take control of it, so we can now go back to the subsidy, how to control this thing? This is the issue here. It's not about to come with emotional issue. Let it be more realistic, and let it also be more understandable. This is the issue here. Nothing like that. And the other area.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. Thank you so much for calling. It's 2 minutes for each person. All right, please, let's work between that time frame. Hello.
Yeah, say good morning.
Good morning.
I'm going forward. I greet you. Good morning.
He's with us. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. My issue is we wouldn't have been having issue with this subsidy removal if at all they have a plan which would benefit all of us. You understand? Okay, if you remove fuel subsidy, yes, maybe because of the corruption surrounding this subsidy, dissolve this NNPC for us. You understand? If at all we cannot manage, dissolve it, send them home. Everybody, we are send them home, destroy the building, build stadium there. You understand? And again, okay, this particular money, how do we channel it into a particular program whereby all Nigerians will benefit from it, from that? Build another dam for us, increase our generation, electricity generation. You understand me? Give us, ensure that every home or every apartment has prepaid meter. We will not be placed on estimated billing. That is a good way to start. Nigerians, okay, President Tinubu is the luckiest president in Nigeria ever. You are doing all these things. People are going through pain. They cannot buy it. They are only backing. No. They cannot buy it. You are lucky. Some president cannot be this lucky. And this is the reason why I'm scared for my party. That what are we? Are we really serious? Do we even have plan for 2027 at all? With all of this, you are removing the subsidy. You remove the subsidy, and you are using it to feed thieves. People are already okay. Governors, it's well.
Have a great day. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Samuel. I'm calling from ᴏᴜ of Lagos.
Okay.
The controversies will continue. You know, when you have people at the end of affair, that lack integrity, lack transparency, those people that are corrupt, that the one that is piloting the affair of this nation. You see, the issue of, you remember very well, I told you people that it's not impossible. These people might have approached Dangote and asked him to be to negotiate with him that so amount will be coming to their pocket. You see, when you have a man that is full of controversy at the end of affair, number one, this man, there are a lot of controversies around this certificate, a lot of controversies around this date of birth, a lot of controversies around this date.
Hello? Hello? All right, call us back if that was you. Thank you so much for calling. Hello?
A very good morning to you, Babalola Sage.
Good morning, sir.
God bless you, bless your management, and bless my country, Nigeria.
All right.
My name is M쏘ɪᴜᴜ calling you from a mode of it. I think for me, I've saw a lot about this country. That is why no comment come about that fighting me at all, because I put my hope in Almighty God that created heaven and earth. You see, where they are about to settle this refinery. Yes, we talk on radio every time. I told them that if they want, whenever this man come on board, they wanted to sell at a very cheaper price, they must subsidize the crude for him. But now, if they can't do that, the lesser one, which is fuel coming out for that refinery, because out of one crude oil, one liter of crude oil, that's a different type of things that come out for me. But that fuel, unless federal government subsidize the price of Dangote, if not, we can't sell at the drug we're expecting to sell. And the NFPC, what's the problem with Dangote? Let Dangote come out and sell to Nigeria. When Nigeria now see the price is there, the president cannot come in. But okay, want to come in as they call it intervention. They should come in and let Nigeria then buy at a very cheaper price. But now something is hidden for us from the Dangote end, from Nigerian petroleum. This he must stop. Mr. Brown, when he come back from China, he must have a round table stuff. Because Dangote now, they start getting from Dangote at this month, 15th of this month. Between the one we are buying now, is not from Dangote. But what the problem we are facing corruption. Corruption is in NFPC, corruption is in a majority of organizations in this country. But I will tell Mr. President, what he can do now, we follow the Naira. We follow the Naira now. You can change the color. Let Naira be followed. Everything be settled. My brother says,
which wise, I'm sorry, did you say we should devalue the Naira?
Yes, you revalue the Naira.
Oh, okay.
By changing the color,
I needed to be sure.
Naira will revalue.
Okay. I thought you said devalue.
That Jade look like an American name.
Have a nice day. I could have sworn he said devalue the Naira. I was so taken aback. But then thank you so very much for just joining the program. This is Mainland Focus on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. We're having a conversation about the price of petrol and the ripple effect that it has caused across all other sectors of the economy. Predictions that small businesses will most likely close down, especially now that we're seeing a mass exodus of multinationals in the country. There are conversations, or there was a lot of hope that if Dangote refinery comes on stream, we will see the eradication of the supply issue that we had and also a minimization in the price. But as it stands, it seems all hope is now being dashed that even with Dangote in the mix, we might continue to see an upward review in the price of PMS. So what expectations exactly do you have with the Dangote refinery or off the Dangote refinery? Would you be comfortable as long as the supply challenge is taken care of, as long as the product is readily available and you don't have to queue for hours? Would you be willing to pay the current price that the product is being pegged at? We know that local refining is supposed to ensure supply, eradicate logistic cost, and also minimize the pressure on the Naira. So we need transparency from the NNPC regarding when our 4 before refineries will come on stream. Do you believe that by the end of 2024, we are still on board to becoming a net exporter of petroleum products? These are just a few of the many questions that are probably raging in the minds of the average Nigerian, and want to give you a platform to express that particular thought. We would read WhatsApp messages for a bit, but before we do that, I want us to once again more or less take a listen to the promises and the assurances that the president had made to us earlier whilst he was campaigning for this position, especially when it comes to the price of PMS. We'll be back.
Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
Ọgbọ́n dàkúdàpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ wọn. Wọ́n lè ní kò sépo. Wọ́n ti ń dọ́gbọ́n dá ọ̀rọ̀ kò sépo lẹ̀ gbàgbé ẹ̀. Ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀. Èmi aṣíwájú mo sọ fún yín. Ọ̀rọ̀ ìbò yẹn á parẹ́ jẹ́. Ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀. Ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ epo. Epo àwọn. Adi 200, adi baba. Ẹ fọkàn balẹ̀, àmàgbéwálẹ̀. Ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀.
Are you rest assured? That's the question we're asking you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sage.
Morning to you, sir.
My name is Lucky.
Welcome.
Calling from Yanakpaja.
All right.
I just had to listen to President. You know, this life, before we have this country, people, because we don't hold our leader accountable. I don't know what people will be calling that they are advising the president. The man said the bus stop on the table. So whatever action the NFPC took is from the president. The increment is from the president. I think we should call the name. We should not. It needs to happen in NFPC today. It's from the president. I remember when this matter came about, people were saying that yes, he has taken a bold decision. Now they don't want to talk again. What I said, so we should call it a spade a spade. Is the number one, the president. Let me assume that the minister have not reported to the president. Now who is the minister? There are no any increment without the president. What are we talking? You enter this country as a president, or you said you had a period of 25, 20, or more than 20 years. The result of them are 20 years. This is what we are seeing. Zero. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for calling, Mr. Lucky. Let's do WhatsApp for a bit. Good morning, Fuad. Our rulers should know that immobility perpetuates poverty. That is why Nigeria is the infamous announcement of subsidies gone, and hundreds of Nigerians are dying of hunger daily. It is now clear that NNPC is trying to hijack Dangote refinery, leaving our own refineries not functional, because if Dangote is allowed to sell directly to Nigerians, our daily consumption will be known. The price of PMS will be automatically reduced. There will also be a reduction in importation of PMS, and this will reduce the pressure on foreign exchange. The above are the conspiracy behind the hijack. Who is to protect the masses from the continuous dying, protesters, and all the other things that have gone wrong? The increase of pump price is now a cause for concern, and those who speak against it will be charged for treason. The only way we can make our grievances known is to boycott the filling stations for now, except those on essential duties. Stephen Akimbisola from Ijegun, Lagos, with a message there. All right, thank you very much. We have one here. Tunde from Magboro says, Nigeria is on a free fall and it may land badly. In a country where officials and organizations are tied to the apron of the government, we cannot explain simple, clear terms what a contractual agreement contains. The government authoritatively say is a disaster. I hope we are not done for in the country. Does the government realize that there are people who still earn as low as 20,000 a month? What they are doing is damage control, and it will not work. Tunde from Agboro. Thank you, Tunde. We have here Steve Ikelu, who says, now it's crystal clear to Nigerians the meaning of the infamous quote, grab it, take it, and run with it. It's a pity. May God help the nation. All right, thank you very much, Steve. We have one here from Akpagwa Dion, who says, we now have a capitalist Republic of Nigeria. Former President Obasanjo planted it, saying the government has no business in business. He sold all of our national assets as scraps to himself and party members. He undertook the most corrupt privatization in the world till date, and we're still reaping the fruit of our collective labor with our leaders and their emergency billionaires. All right, thank you for your message. Here we have Good Morning Mainland FM. Fuad does not want us to compare Nigeria with Benin Republic on fuel pricing because they are not an oil-producing nation, but he wants us to be compared with Angola, Iraq, Libya, and Co. The question I want to ask him is that the crude oil production per capita of these countries compared to Nigeria, please, he should stop saying it's not rocket science because it's more than that. We're not producing enough. We have a very high debt to revenue ratio, and to solve these problems, we need funds and continuous subsidy of PMS. Forex would not make the funds available. The government also needs to make life easy for citizens with the aforementioned, and you're saying it's not rocket science. Please give me a break. Debo from Ower. All right, that's your opinion. We have here Sage and Distinguished Fuad. I greet you fundamentally. Fuad, the whole situation is crazy at the moment. We've not had light for about 10 days now. They said they are carrying out maintenance, and I don't know about it yet. Yet, Fuad, even with our 1,000 naira per litre, we still cannot buy petrol. Agberos will just come inside the filling station and scatter everybody in the line, trying to buy fuel with keg because they want to buy and rush to sell as black market, and there's nobody that dares to challenge them. Fuad, no problem. Let them sell at 1k per litre because Nigerians will adjust, but at least make the product available. That's all we're asking. Cooking gas is a topic for another day. Sage is a woman, she would understand. James Ogwena from Oshodi. How do you know I understand? What if I eat out? I'm joking. I do understand. Anyways, I'll take two more messages, go back to the phones. Good morning, Mainland FM crew. I think the Nigeria state has been captured by some people without real identifying piloting when it comes to the affairs of the nation. The reason I said this is because this very government and the immediate past government are acting like foreign colonial masters who came to steal the country dry. That again is why all these killings happen from one ethnic group, with the government looking helpless. Unfortunately, the worst of us is ruling the best of us. God save Nigeria. All right. Let's take two phone calls and then we'll go to Facebook, and you would understand why we might not be able to take as much contributions as we usually do, because today is Friday and we have to end at 9:30 as opposed to 9:45 that we end on other days. So please, let's be understanding. Okay. Hello. Hello. Okay. Call back. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Say good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name
us.
is Sam from Morszáɪ. In fact, things are very difficult all over the place. I don't know. I traveled from here to over the weekend, and I came back on Tuesday. I tell you,
I'm so sorry. Can you turn down the volume on your radio so we can hear you properly?
Oh,
hello?
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yes, please.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I think the problem is priority. Is there is that we are spending money for what we are not supposed to spend money for. The refineries are there. And according to report from one of our sister stations, everything in Port Harcourt refinery is working. Why are they not started? The NSCP is saying that monopoly, they don't want Dangote to monopolize. Now they are buying solely from NSCP. Is that not monopoly? Like the other speaker said, the person who is responsible for all these things is no other person than the Minister of Petroleum, who is up. And they are telling us, they seem to tell us that they don't know anything. They don't know who is increasing it. And why they are paying subsidy, they are telling us they are not paying subsidy. They told us that the landing cost of it, when I listen to that program, the landing cost is 1,200 naira. Between what about 300 naira. Is the difference between 400 and 1,200. The government. And what do you call it? The intervention. What is the name of intervention? That is this subsidy they are paying.
Thank you so much for calling, sir.
Us. The government is deceiving us.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Hello.
Morning to you, Sage. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. He's good.
Engineer here.
All right.
Yes. What do we expect? What is the way forward? When we have 4 refineries, they are not being repaired. deliberately, we can say. Now, privately owned refineries is producing, and NNPC still insists that they must sell for both public refinery, private refinery, importation that they have been enjoying. And we know very well that the people that are in the power, the cabals are in power, they have bought 49% of NNPC retail sales and then left Nigeria to suffer like this. We expect that things should be better when we have petrol or being produced in Nigeria. We have crude oil in Nigeria. We expect Nigeria to enjoy what we produce here. There is no way this new price is really not acceptable in the first place. There is no way we can produce something in Nigeria. You see start to sell at the rate they are selling it abroad. It is our own thing, and we have machines to produce. And you don't let it work, and somebody now create another one. You must sell because you are the one in charge of retail, and you must sell to make profit. Who does that? Right. Remember, if they cannot afford it, let them divert. The means of generating revenue are very many in Nigeria, not only on petroleum. And petroleum is a live wire. If there is no energy, you can't produce anything. Anybody knows about that. You cannot move. Communication will be very difficult. Why are we doing this kind of thing? They are blaming Obasanjo for selling refinery. He has to sell it, and because it has to produce, it has to be managed. Because government have no business in any business.
Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Sister Babalola. Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, Peter Omonse from Shomolu.
Welcome.
I think it's very shameful for instead of Dangote, an individual, to be an intermediary or businessman to the government refinery. Then the federal government is now the intermediary, is the one buying from Dangote. Is that not a cost? And then, from other stations this morning, my sister, somebody called from Pennsylvania in America, and he told us, they asked him a question, what is the market regulation or market pricing or market determination of fuel there? The lady said she had been in that country since 2005, 19 years now. He said what they do is, if they want to increase fuel price, it will just be with about a percentage, 1% or 2%. Like here in Nigeria, say you buy it for 200. Now you want to go again, the government want to increase, might be 220 naira. Then why are we doing this to ourselves in Nigeria? Many other people call from the diaspora and told us, somebody said, if they increase price, if they see that it's affecting the people, they will bring it down. And they're like Fuhad said, they make sure other facilities, other palliative measures are working. And see, this morning, I don't know. I don't say we should brace up for what is coming. I think we should say, how do we stop the wars from coming? That's just my area. Next time we should discuss, what do we do? How do we stop the wars from befalling us? Because God has blessed us so much. Few people cannot come and torture us this way. We should not accept it.
Thank you.
I beg, have a nice weekend.
You have a better one. Thank you so very much. That's the last phone call for the morning. We'll round off by reading the plethora of messages that we have on Facebook. We have Basil Chika who says, sincerely speaking, Tinubu keeps on doing the opposite of what will bring solution to Nigeria's problem. What kind of investor is he still wooing in China when his house is being lavished with insecurity and fuel crisis? Who can risk his life and resources in this environment if they think the people are deaf? Chika Bene from Trade Fair. Okay. Sean Johnson says, at this point, I've made up my mind that the working refineries might not be in my generation. How can we have a country filled with resources and still cannot refine and export fuel and other derivatives from this crude that The derivatives alone can pay our debts, not to talk of the fuel and the natural resources itself. We should ask pertinent questions on why we cannot build these refineries or even repair them, or maybe encourage modular refineries. I have said it. Until I see the filling station selling Dangote fuel and interviews are done by filling station and we do a litmus test to show the fuel is actually Dangote's fuel before I'll believe that the fuel sale is real. All right. Benjamin Isse says, good morning, Sage and Fuad. To me, the regret and mistake of the NNPC with downstream, the cabals in the oil sector, is the permission granted to Dangote to build a refinery in Nigeria. What is left now is for the Nigerian masses to jointly stand and fight for freedom of petroleum sector. The real Minister of Petroleum, the Minister of State for Petroleum, the NLC, the TUC, they cannot fight for the freedom because they are all interested parties. I know the freedom fight is already on and the masses will win. All right, thank you very much, Benjamin from Shogunle. We have Sunday from, Mr. Sunday, basically. Good morning, Sage and Fuad. I am Megobodo for that's what I was trying to avoid. I'll just call you Sunday, your first name, all right? I'm Sunday from mile 12. I think Nigeria has been rearranged. It has been reconfigured by the politicians. Do you know that the solution to one problem in this country will cause another problem? The people in the government know and they decide to play with our intelligence. I think the time is near when the masses will come out and tell them that they do not own the country more than we do. Okay, Ekundayo almost says, we want price reduction and fuel availability. God bless Nigeria, we're in this together. We saw it coming, but we were too divided to make a better choice. It is well. Oludare Amusa says, it's a pity that the Nigerian masses are the one going through these pains alone. I just hope another protest will not occur before the end of the year. The government should do better. The world says, we are the indices for a growing economy. High GDP, FDI, subsidizing goods and services by the government, security, thriving health, power, education, and transportation sector. That being said, all these indices listed are working against our country, which is an offshoot of floating of the naira and the removal of fuel subsidy, which is the foundation and pillar of the country Nigeria. The oligopoly in the oil sector will not go away anytime soon. NNPCL, the cabals, and Dangote will cause a lot of problems if they continue to move at the trajectory that they are going. All right, thank you very much. There's a message here from Patrick Obiazo. Let's see if we can... is anyone deceived by this conspiracy of the price silence by NNPC and Dangote waiting for the president to come back from China to join in the business of grab in the industry? They continue to deceive us, and if you like, be deceived if you choose. All right. Thank you very much. We actually have to go right now. That's as much contribution as we can take for today. We have to leave because we have ActView half hour on our airways in about 2 minutes. So stick around if you're interested in real estate or you want to update yourself with all of the trends within the real estate sector. You might want to stick around for ActView half hour at 9:30. My name is Sage Babalola. Have a beautiful weekend, but we're still here as the conversation never stops on Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't go anywhere.